Hello, everyone. Today is your Socratic seminar today, and when you guys walked into the classroom, you guys should have looked over by the board and you would see that your Socratic seminar groups are taped up by the bellwork area. And so, just as if I was there, I've assigned you where to sit. So you can see everyone in the inner circle column, if your name is listed there. You should be sitting in the inner circle. Everyone on the outer circle, you guys should be sitting in that spot. So if you did not look at this when you came in, make sure you go check that out before you actually begin so everyone is in the correct spot. Okay, it's really important because I have pairs and stuff created and everyone needs to be where they are assigned to be. So you guys are doing your Socratic seminar today. I gave you these questions on Monday. Except yours are going to be on a Google Doc because you guys had to answer all 12 of them. But you can see we've split the questions up. The inner circle, you are talking about these questions. In the outer circle, you guys are going to be talking about these questions. After I get done talking, I will need someone to pull up these questions on Google Classroom so Mr. Mullen can display them on the board so you guys can see what questions you guys are talking about. So I probably will have talked to someone to remind them that their job is to pull these questions up. So that person that I talked to, make sure you help Mr. Mullen out and get those questions pulled up so everyone can see them as you guys are discussing. Now, after I get done talking, you guys will get started, but here's what's going on today. It's a little bit different than normal. So I've assigned you where to sit, and then the next thing you need to look at is who are you across from. So basically, I've partnered Cheyenne up and Braden up, and Kyler and Michael, and Dale and Wes, and Logan and Garrett, etc. What should have also happened is you guys have grabbed a rubric as well too, and if not, Mr. Mullen has those, and he can pass those out to you. But imagine this is a half sheet of paper because I cut them in half. So every student in the classroom needs this. Every student. Now, you only are going to fill out this rubric when you were on the outer circle. Last time we did this, I don't know if you remember, we did like a little chat. This time, instead of doing a chat, you are grading another student. Since I'm not going to be there to grade, you guys are going to peer evaluate yourselves, and that's partially how you're going to get your grade. So every student in the classroom needs this rubric. Okay? On that rubric, you would put your name. So I'm going to use Cheyenne and Braden as an example. Okay, I'm looking at this first pair right there. All right, so let's say I'm Cheyenne. Cheyenne is going to get, let's say I'm Braden because Cheyenne's in the inner circle first. So Cheyenne is going to talk first and Braden is listening. So say I'm Braden, I'm going to put my name right here. I'm going to put Braden, and then I'm going to put the name of the student I am evaluating, that it would be Cheyenne Blackwood. Okay, and then I'm going to put the hour. We're in 5th hour. 6th and 7th hour, you guys would do the same. You put 6th and 7th. And then once the Socratic seminar gets going, you guys are going to tally how many times they speak. Now, that does not count reading the question. That does not count saying, yeah, I agree. No, I disagree. Okay, that does not count. You have to have sufficient things that you are saying, like actually have a thought and elaborate on that thought. So you do not give them a tally mark if they just say yes or no, or yes, I agree, no, I disagree. Okay, or reading the question does not count either. They actually have to have substantial information in what they say. So you will tally how many times they speak. Then you're also going to tally how many times they speak and reference a time where they got the information. So, oh yeah, I got that from the stations we did the other day, or from the Bismarck activity, or when I learned during Miss Unrow's lecture on Italian unification, blah, blah, blah. So then you also need to tally how many times they cite a source with that as well too. You guys don't need to Google anything. You can just cite where you learned it in class, but I just want us practicing citing where we get things from, when we're speaking in conversation and things like that. So then you're going to tally that. Your goal, if you are in the inner circle, you are to talk 3 times, and out of those 3 times, you need to cite a source once. I'm going to repeat that again. Very important. You need to talk 3 times and cite a source one of those 3 times if you would like to get 100% on the inner circle. Okay? 3 times. I'm going to say it one more time, 3 times. Use a source one of those times. So there should be 3 tally marks up here, 1 tally mark down there, and then they would get 100%. Obviously, I'm trusting you guys to be honest, and I may ask a few kids and pull a few out in that, or ask my TAs in that hour if this kid really talked that much to make sure that we are being truthful. So then you also can jot down a note down here, what's something they can improve on, and then what's something that they did well. Do not just put nothing. Give them some feedback. Okay, so that is what you're doing if you are on the outer circle. So that's what Braden's doing while Cheyenne is talking. Cheyenne, in the meantime, is going to be discussing with her classmates the inner circle. Well, I can't highlight it. Sorry. The inner circle questions. So that's what's going on. Then you guys will talk for 15 to 17 minutes, however long Mr. Mullen has. After this, he'll split that time in half and make sure everyone has equal time. And then you'll switch. Then Cheyenne going to do the same thing, and then now she's grading Braden. If someone is gone, I'm going to need you guys to be responsible and to figure out how to make that up. So if something has to shift, someone has to go inner, maybe there's 2 people gone from the inner and there's an extra one in the outer. I don't know. Like, you guys shift it around if you need to, but only if you need to. If there's people absent. The most important thing is that someone is being graded by another person. I need everyone graded. So it's really important that you guys check that before you start the Socratic seminar, that everyone has someone grading one another. Okay? 100% important that everyone's grading someone. If someone has to double up, that's fine. But I need that data. Okay, so you guys will do that. You'll do your little Socratic seminar, then you'll flip. At the end of the hour, you will need to make sure your Socratic seminar questions, these that I will have assigned on Monday this week, are turned in. Okay, so that's the other part where your grade comes from, is if you answered all those questions. So then at the very, very end of the hour, you will be handing Mr. Mullen your rubric, and he'll clip them together so I can look at them later. Okay, this is a reminder, expectations for a Socratic seminar. Okay, you are not to be degrading to one another. You are not to be disrespectful to one another. I want you to have differing opinions, but you can differ with someone in a respectable way. Okay, if any of that happens and some people are not behaving appropriately, I've told Mr. Mullen that I have a 0 tolerance policy for that, and he will deal with it accordingly. But we will not have anything inappropriate or degrading or demeaning to people being said within the Socratic seminar. Okay, remember, I like to start with someone reading the question, and then everyone kind of talk about it. You make sure everyone is ready to go before you move on. If so-and-so isn't talking, ask them, hey, what do you think about this? The worst thing they're going to say is no, and then we move on with life. So you guys are talking about those questions. If you need some more time to fill, I would like you to fill that 15 minutes. So Mr. Mullen, when they are going, and they have 15, 16 minutes, that whole 15, 16 minutes needs to be filled. So if there's 4 minutes left and they still are on the last question or something, throw in another question, like an outer circle question that they can talk about, because I want everyone to have an opportunity to talk. So I think that's about it. You guys have done this before. I trust that you guys know what you're doing. If you are 7th hour, it would help me tremendously that at the end of class you move all the desks back to normal for Friday. So very much appreciated. But have a fabulous time. Good luck on your Socratic seminar. I will be looking at those rubrics when I come back.